Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining. This evening will be an hour-long class. The first half, we will flow it out. We'll get our bodies moving through a yoga flow. And then the second half, we will be moving down to the ground for a restorative practice to promote a deep, peaceful overall state and a bit more of a restful sleep. So for this practice today, there are a few props that you do need, and they're all around your home. You need two pillows, and the thicker the pillows, the better. So I have these two massive couch pillows. And then in addition, you're going to need a thick blanket or towel. And if you want an additional blanket to drape over you during the restorative practice, you can grab that one as well. I'll give you a moment here to grab all your props. And then you can place those off to the side once you have them. We won't be needing them until the second half of the class. You want to fold them up and put them in front of your mat. Perfect. All right. So for those of you who don't know, last night we had a pink supermoon, and a supermoon in general, but specifically the one that happened last night, which moves us into springtime, is representative of renewal, of this new energy, new cycle, moving, like I said, towards springtime where things begin to bloom and birth and come to life. And I was doing a meditation under the moon last night, and it hit me that while it's of course inspiring and beautiful to manifest all of the newness and things that you want in the future and have hopes for how the world is going to turn out once this scenario has passed. The first step to that is really surrendering and being okay with what already is. So in inviting this newness in, we first need to honor where we're at. We need to let go to what's happening now, to be able to find ease and peace and contentment in this difficult situation that is our current version of reality. So this class is going to help create the space to do exactly that. We're going to settle deep into the now, into these slow flow movements, and then stillness in our restorative practice to be able to practice sitting and really anchoring into the present moment so we can create the space for new to come in. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. On our backs in Supta Baddha Konasana, so placing the soles of your feet together and your knees out wide. So this is a reclined butterfly pose, and then lying back all the way down onto the ground. Your head is heavy, your spine is long, sacrum heavy. So we'll be moving through a pretty hip opening focused class as we store all of our emotions, our trauma, sensations in the hips. So again, clearing this out creates space for newness to enter. Options to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Or go ahead and place both palms right on your hips, on your frontal hip points, those two little bony areas. And maybe your fingers fall towards your groin or your hip flexors. Hanging heavy, allowing your knees to fall wide. Relaxing all the micro muscles in your face. And in this very shape, begin to find a sense of openness. an openness as you inhale and find a lightness, a clarity that runs throughout the front side of the body. And every exhale, root into the earth beneath you. Tap into this heavy, grounding energy. So every inhale, you fill up, you expand through the belly, the heart, up through the crown of the head, feeling light, open, and free. And every exhale, you ground, you root down to the earth beneath you. Moving through 5 deep breaths like this. Inhale. Exhale. 1. Breathe in, fill up, expand with the breath. And then let it go, surrender, melt. 2. 3 more on your own. As this breath represents this relationship of newness and honoring where you're at. So every inhale comes from that place of a fresh perspective, of inviting in hope and inspiration. And every exhale, we melt a little deeper into exactly where we're at. When you're ready, placing your palms on the outer edges of your thighs and drawing your knees together. Inhale, your knees come up towards your chest, and exhale, hugging the shins with the forearms and rocking back and forth along your mat. Releasing the sacrum, opening up the back body. And then coming back to stillness, placing one palm over each knee. Drawing your knees towards your body and then away from each other to the outer edges of your mat. And then back in space, feel your stomach engage a bit to keep your sacrum heavy. And then back to center and in towards you. So moving in circles away from each other, keeping the core firm, the sacrum planted. And you can keep the eyes closed here. We're just warming up the hips. Take one more circle in this direction. And then switch the circle. So moving towards the edge of your mat first, and then back towards your body. Breathing with this motion. Taking one more circle, and then bringing your knees back to center. Rocking and rolling along the spine until you come up and over yourself onto all fours. Planting your palms firmly on the ground, pressing the mat away, ensuring your shoulders are stacked right over your wrists and your knees underneath your hips. Moving through a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, arch the spine, drop the belly, send the heart forward, moving into cow. Exhale, cat, round the spine, dome out the upper back, press the mat away. Inhale, cow, collarbone wide, gaze up, throat is open. Exhale, cat, belly button to spine, gaze to belly button. Moving through this on your own, maybe bringing a swivel into the hips. Letting the head go heavy. Taking a few more breaths here. Inhale, coming back to neutral. And exhale, child's pose. Hips sink towards heels. Arms melt in front of you. Forehead hangs heavy down onto the back. Closing your eyes. And finding yourself deeply anchored into the present moment. Maybe on the inhale, you think, I am. And on the exhale, here, now. This is a mantra I come back to time and time again through my practice as a gentle reminder to remain present, remain with my breath and with my practice. Every inhale, I am. Exhale, here, now. Thinking it, yes, but more so feeling those words as they resonate true. Breathing that in. Breathing it out. Every inhale, the belly drops, the back expands. Every exhale, you sink a little deeper into this pose and into your now. Taking a moment to let go of where you think you're supposed to be. Let go of where you've been or where you're looking towards. And arrive into right now as it is all we have. The past has happened. The future is yet to come. Your next inhale floats you back up to all fours. And exhale, step back, high plank. Taking 5 deep breaths in your plank. Engaging the core. Squeezing the glutes. Lifting up on the space above the kneecaps. Coming high into the balls of your feet. Actively pressing out through the heels and lengthening the crown of your head away from your torso. One more deep inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Finding some movement in your down dog. Maybe bending one knee and then the other. Pedaling out your dog. Arriving into this shape. Yes, we may have done this shape a million times throughout our practices. But this is the first time you're arriving to your down dog in this moment, in this practice. So bringing that sense of newness into the present moment instead of looking towards it for the future. Inhale, come high into the balls of the feet. Exhale, take baby steps to the front of the mat, lifting your hips, using your core. And we'll meet in a forward fold. Finding any arm variation here. Maybe you come into ragdoll. Or clasp your hands behind your back and lift your palms up and over your body for a shoulder stretch. Wherever you are, keep a micro bend in the knees to lift the hips just a bit higher. Feel rooted down through the feet. Allow the head to hang heavy. Maybe your gaze softens or your eyes close. Breathe in, right here, right now. Gently releasing any bind you may have in coming back to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to the sky, root to rise. Feel grounded in your lower half and lifted in your torso, your arms, the crown of your head. Take one more inhale here. Feel this full body stretch. And exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Close your eyes. Find your standing pose. Press through all four corners of your feet, finding the connection of your body to the ground. Engage the legs by lifting up in that space above the kneecaps. Rotate your inner thighs back in space so we're internally rotating our legs. Gently squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis so we're sending our frontal hip points forward. Brace through the core so like you're wearing a corset, engaging that six-pack, your obliques and your back. Lengthen through the spine, lift through the sides of your bodies. Broaden through the collarbone, so opening the heart, maybe finding a micro, slight arch in the back here. Melt your shoulders down your spine, away from your earlobes. And gently tuck the chin and lift up through the crown of the head. Inhale, breathe this in. Exhale, let it go. Keeping your eyes closed and all of these micro adjustments active. Go ahead and set an intention for your practice. Inhale, breathe that in. Exhale, open your eyes. Let it go. Inhale, send your prayer high to the sky. Maybe take a back bend here. Exhale, forward fold. Wash it out. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, high plank. Inhaling here. Exhale, drawing right knee towards your nose, hovering the spine, coming into a tiger curl. And then your next exhale slowly drops the right knee down to the mat. Spin onto the heel of the left foot. Lift the left arm up towards the sky. We're in a gate opener or a modified side plank. Taking a deep inhale, lifting a little taller through the left fingertips, pressing into the right palm. And exhale, coming back down. Placing your left hand on the mat, spinning back onto the ball of the left foot. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hip. Maybe circling the ankle or the knee. Or option to flip your dog here really slowly and intentionally. If you flipped your dog, when you're ready to come back, option to move through a side plank variation. And then come slowly back to your three-legged dog. Everyone meeting in a three-legged dog. Inhaling here. Exhale, placing the right foot on the mat. Really nice. Inhale, lift high onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, take baby steps to the top of the mat. We'll meet in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, root to rise, reverse swan dive up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Coming back to your intention, back to your breath. Inhale, breathe in that intention. Let it fire you up from the inside out. Exhale, let go of anything you do not need here. Inhale, lift your prayer up to the sky. Eyes open, gaze follows. Maybe take a back bend here once more. And then an exhale sends you back down to a forward fold. Really nice. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the palms, step back. And we'll meet in a high plank. Inhale, bringing your left knee up towards your nose, coming into a tiger curl, doming out the spine, pressing the palms into the mat. And then an exhale, slowly placing the shin onto the mat, spinning onto the heel of your right foot. And your next inhale opens you up to the right, lifting that right arm up to the sky, coming into our modified side plank. An option here, if your balance is tested, to go ahead and kickstand that left shin out behind you. Finding length in the left side body, as well as the right, so lifting up and out of that right side body. Inhaling here. Exhaling the right hand back down to the mat, spinning back up onto the ball of the right foot. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. And again, option to roll the ankle or move through circles with the knee. Or if you want to flip your dog here, go ahead and do so. If you have a flipped dog, once more, returning back to three-legged dog through a side plank. Inhale, everyone meet in three-legged dog. Exhale, floats the left foot back down to the mat. Taking 3 deep breaths in your down dog. Option to return back to that mantra. Inhaling, I am. Exhale, here, now. Using your breath and the power of your mind to arrive deeply into the present moment. Feel that in your body. Think that in your mind. Breathe it in your breath. Inhale, your right leg lifts up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands, and then rise up to our high crescent lunge. Inhale, begin to pour your weight onto your front foot. And then exhale, lifts your leg up, your left leg up with you to a stork pose on the left side. So the knee comes up, the foot is flexed. Standing tall, length through the spine, length through the arms. Taking a deep inhale here. And exhale, coming into figure 4 on this side. So crossing your left ankle over your right, top of the thigh. Hands come at heart center. And then bending that right leg to find a stretch along your left outer hip, keeping that left foot flexed. And you can stay here or begin to place your hands on the mat in front of you for a bit more depth in the stretch and less focus on the balance. Sending your breath and your awareness to the outer left hip. Wherever you are, finding length in the spine, length in the neck, and keeping your heart and your chest open. Your next inhale lifts you back up to stork pose on the left side. And exhale, passing through a warrior 3. Land softly back in your high crescent lunge. Inhaling here. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flying warrior. All 10 toes towards the left side of your mat. Legs straight, arms straight. Exhale, goddess pose. Heels turn in, toes point out. And your knees track in the same direction as your toes. Sink deep into your seat. But instead of a leg strengthener here, we're going to place our palms on the tops of our thighs
And use this as a hip opener. So swaying from side to side, maybe dipping the elbows, letting the head go, making it this really primal, creative movement. This movement that grounds us, that keeps us rooted into the right here, right now. So working with these grounding energies in the hips, the lower chakras, promotes this type of connection. And when you're ready, coming back up to your flying warrior, turn all 10 toes back towards the left side of the mat. Lift everything up to straight. And then exhale, warrior 2 to the front of the mat, bending deep into that right knee, pressing through the outer edge of the back foot. Shoulders are stacked over hips. Arms are long, like someone's pulling them away from your torso. Inhale, flip the front palm, reach forward, up and back. Reverse your warrior. Then exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Step back, high plank. Inhale, press the mat away, shift shoulders over wrists. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or dropping your knees for a modified version. Inhaling through up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep breaths. Coming back to your center. Back to your breath. Back to the moment. Inhale, left leg sweeps up high, 3-legged dog. Flex the foot, energy out through the heel. And exhale, stepping the foot forward, rising up, high crescent lunge. Taking a deep inhale here, shifting your weight into that left foot. And then your next exhale floats you up to stork on the right side. Lifting your right knee up towards the sky, flexing the foot. Inhale, feeling tall, feeling stable. Reaching up through the fingertips but relaxed in the shoulders. And your next exhale brings you into figure 4 on this side. Crossing right ankle over left thigh. Flexing that right foot and sinking down. Keeping the chest lifted. Heart open, spine long, shoulder blades energetically melting down to the ground, creating space between the earlobes and the tops of the shoulders. Again, option to place your hands down on the mat or the floor. Bringing your awareness to an active, engaged core. Inhale floats you back up to stork pose. Exhale, warrior 3. And then from your warrior 3, with control, gently placing the right ball of the foot back down onto the mat, lifting the arms up. We're back in our high crescent lunge. Inhaling here. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flying warrior. Exhale, goddess pose. Placing your palms on the thighs, working through the hips. One more time. Finding that creative, grounding movement. And maybe you move through some skandasanas on each side, bending into one knee and then the other. Maybe your arms. Follow your breath. Wherever you are, coming back to center, turning your toes back to parallel, and then lifting all the way up to our flying warrior. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, warrior 2. Bending deep into that left knee, ensuring that the knee is tracking over the ankle. So often we dump our knee in towards the right side of the mat. So squeeze the left glute to guide the knee out towards the left side of the mat. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach it forward, up and back, reverse your warrior. And exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Step back and travel through your vinyasa. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep breaths in the down dog. Feeling the support of the earth underneath your palms, your feet. And then that liftedness, that newness, as your hips reach 2 inches higher towards the sky. As your spine lengthens, head drops. Armpits rotate in, creating space in the upper back. Your next inhale floats you to high plank. And exhale, drop the knees, sit back onto the heels. Really nice, everyone. Beautiful work during this flow portion of class. So now we're going to move into a restorative. So grabbing for your props, making sure they're handy. We're going to start in a supported child's pose. So either folding up your blanket so it's pretty thick, we're using a pillow, or maybe even both. I like to be really supported in my restorative child's pose. So taking the knees out wide, sinking the hips towards the heels, and then draping your torso over whatever props that you have. And your head can be rested to one side, your arms out long, and just melt here. Begin to settle into this shape. And honor the transition. And using this child's pose. As the shape which moves us from our flow, our energized movement, down to the ground. Our heart is still lifted. Our hips are reaching back in space. Our spine is long. So we're in this a bit of a structure, but beginning to find stillness. To settle into this practice of truly letting go. And often when we find stillness in the body, it's our mind that starts to move. So recognizing that this is completely normal. Thoughts, sensations, emotions are bound to come up. But making the conscious choice to embrace whatever comes up with open arms. But instead of getting sucked down the path of where that thought or emotion may lead you, instead come back to your practice of being firmly rooted into the present moment. Come back to your breath, back to your mantra, back to this energy
of right here, right now. This is what makes us feel alive. Moving with intention, breathing with intention from moment to moment. Option to go ahead and switch cheeks to even out the neck and the spine. And then taking some time on this side to yourself. So I guided you through our transition. But taking the next few moments to breathe and be in this child's pose on your own. And my voice will come back when we're ready to move on. Taking 5 more deep cleansing breaths. Where can you expand on the inhale? Where can you soften on the exhale? Allowing the inhales to fill you up with this lightness, this newness, and the exhales to melt you deeper into this pose, into this moment. Gently and ever so slowly, pressing back up to a seated position. Head is the last thing to come up. Sitting back on your heels for a moment, placing your hands at heart center, coming back to your intention. Sitting here for 3 more deep breaths in a bit of a meditative state. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And we're going to adjust our props here to help us with this next shape. So unfolding your blanket or your towel and ensuring that it has a long side. So finding that long side, mine may be a bit too long, but finding that rectangle shape and then finding the longer side and rolling the blanket into a tube. Really compact, make sure it's really thick. Good. And then placing that tube on the mat behind you. Placing one pillow on either side. And we're going to come back to where we started in our reclined butterfly pose, but in this restorative position. So you're going to place the edge of the tube, blanket, or towel right against your sacrum. And then you're going to lower yourself down onto the tube so your spine is aligned with the prop. And then taking both pillows, placing them on either side of your knees, so right below your seat. Find your butterfly shape, so press the soles of your feet together. Allow your feet to fall down to the mat, and then your knees to come out wide, so they're resting each on a pillow. Allow your spine and the back of your head to be held
by your blanket or towel. And if you would like here, you can roll up the edge of your prop that's away from your body, the blanket or the towel. Roll it up towards your body, and it becomes a bit of a cushion for the back of your head, keeping the back of your head even a bit more elevated than your spine. Your arms are reaching out long to either side of you, palms up. And begin to settle into this shape. Feeling your shoulders drape over the prop. Feeling the support of the prop elevate your spine. Open your heart. Your knees are heavy. Your seat is heavy. The back of your head is heavy. The back of your hands are heavy. As you're cradled, held in this shape by your props and by the earth beneath you. Tapping back in to this sense of groundedness. This anchor into the present moment. And now, with this support, with this foundation, let go. Release every micro muscle in the face. Unhinge the jaw. Allow the tongue to melt away from the roof of the mouth and find its home behind the bottom teeth. The lips are closed. The cheeks are heavy. The space between your eyebrow is heavy. Feeling this openness through the front body and heaviness through the back body. Taking a few more moments here to breathe and be, to completely surrender. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, here, now. Taking a deep inhale, a complete exhale. 2 more like that. Breathe in, fill up, expand the body with breath. Breathe out, release any residual stress or tension. 1 more deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Bringing your palms to the outer edges of your thighs. Lifting your legs back to close, knees come to touch. And then removing the prop that you have to the right of you. And rolling over to a fetal position on the right side. Pausing here for a moment. And then gently pressing yourself up, keeping your eyes closed, moving slowly to a seat. Really nice. And when you got here, take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Let her open the eyes. And we're going to move into this stacked log pose. So taking our right leg and almost like it's in a cross-legged position. So actually let's start in a cross-legged position with your right leg on the bottom and your left leg on top. Then bend the left knee and place the sole of the left foot on the ground a little outside of you towards the left. Take your right shin and move it to parallel. Flex the foot deeply. Now bring your left leg up and over, flexing the foot and placing the left ankle on top of the right knee. So we're stacking our shins here. And if this full version is not accessible, no worries. It's not even fully accessible to me whatsoever. So we're going to take a prop. It could be a pillow, towel, blanket, any of your props will do here. And place it in between that left knee and right foot. So your knee can comfortably rest. Inhale, lengthening the spine, opening the heart space. And exhale, shift forward, forward, forward with a long spine, flat back. And then begin to round and fold. And maybe you place your forearms as pillows for your head. So we're stacking shin, shin, forearm, forearm. Maybe you want to take additional props and place them in your lap so you can rest your torso or your head onto the props. Whatever feels good for you here. Lots of props. I feel like I'm in a sea of pillows and blankets. Surrendering to this shape, to this deep hip opener. And we'll be here for just about a minute. Finding your breath. Space on the inhale. Release and soften on the exhale. Take a deep inhale, a deep exhale, and inhale gently rolls you all the way back up to sit. Head is the last thing to come up. Removing your props. Now switching this to the other side, so go ahead and you can even physically lift that left leg up. If you want to place both legs out straight and shake them out, you can do so here. And then reaching for that left leg once more. Placing it into your seat-like position and then walking the shin out to parallel. Taking the right leg, crossing the right ankle over the left knee so the foot hangs off to the side of the knee. Flexing both feet, this is super important. And then taking your props, placing one prop in between the right knee and the left foot, if that feels good. If you have the full version, go for it. And if your knee is up here and you need all the props here, also awesome. Whatever provides this little tiny bit of sensation
without it being in any way uncomfortable or stressful on the body. Finding whatever prop, stacking, pillow mountain that you took on the other side, setting up here. Inhale to lengthen through the spine, open the heart, and exhale to melt forward into your props or onto your lap. And again, we'll be here for just about a minute. Keeping the feet really flexed. And the head heavy, hips heavy, mind open. Breathing through the spinal shape before we move into Shavasana. Taking a deep inhale, a deep exhale, and then your next inhale slowly rolls you all the way back up to a seated position. Removing your props, uncrossing your legs, maybe shaking them out, and then setting up for Shavasana however you would like. If you want to lie completely flat on the mat in a standard Shavasana, beautiful. I've been working with, in restorative Shavasana, stacking 2 pillows and folding my blanket into that tube like we had before, or even just into a thick fold, something that just lifts my spine just a bit. Bringing my seat to the edge of my pillows, my props, allowing my legs to hang heavy, the knees to fall out wide, the toes to splay out towards the edges of the mat, and then draping my spine over the blanket, whether it's a thick fold or a tube that's underneath. Arms are out wide, palms facing up, eyes are closed. Coming back to this sense of groundedness, this sense of surrendering to exactly what is in this very present moment. This is your life. Inhale, breathe that in. Exhale, let it all go. Allowing all of the muscles of the body to melt away from the bones. And any last lingering thoughts of the mind to gently exit. You have done all the work. You have moved with intention. You have focused on the breath, on the present moment, on your practice. Now here is your time to rest, to release, to restore, to completely let go. Be held, safe in your space, in the warmth and comfort of your home. You are safe. You are here. You are alive. Let go. Let go. Let go. My voice will come back to guide you out.
You are welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you would like. I've most definitely been choosing this option in my home practices. But if you would like to move out, gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll wrists and ankles. Maybe sway your head from side to side. If your legs are propped up on pillows, draw your knees slowly in towards your chest. And then roll over to one side. Pausing here for a moment. And then pressing up to an easy seat. If you're in Shavasana, just stay. You can move through this portion, lying down on the floor. Taking a moment to come back to your body, back to your space. Bring your hands to heart center. Honoring this practice and all that it brings. Honoring, well, yes, newness and freshness is a beautiful thing to embody. Renewal energy and hope for what's to come is a wonderful gift. And one that is so much greater. When we move from a place of deep gratitude, understanding, and appreciation of all we do have, all that is here in this present moment. So yes, while this time in the world is challenging and we are looking forward to being able to go to our favorite restaurant and give a hug to our friends, there is so much to be grateful for right here, right now. Ground into that. Root into this very present moment. It is your life. Breathe that in. Exhale, let it go. Taking a final moment to honor the intention that you brought forth with you to class. Breathe that in. Exhale, let it go. Open your eyes. Have a beautiful rest of your evening and a deep, peaceful sleep. Namaste.